Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Morning. Well, I thought, oh, pardon me. I thought since it was, not raining and, I didn't do a live stream this week, I thought I'd treat you all again this morning to a nice, good old Sunday good morning walk. Also, the clocks have gone back, so it's probably even earlier than normal. So that's probably throwing even more people off. Oh, Phil, good morning from Halifax. Loki, very good morning to you from Northumberland. Good morning. Like I say, it's, well, I'd say it's not raining, but the chances are of it at least raining today are probably pretty good. Yep. The ponies are looking well and truly bedraggled as normal. Oops, easy. Go, squeeze them through. There we go, just make it through the mud. Oh, I'll tell you what I did watch if you've got the old Netflix, which is always quite good to watch. I did watch the All Quiet on the Western Front. Very, very good film. Very good. It's been one of my sort of books to read for years, but I've never got round to reading it. So I thought with the film coming out on Netflix that I'd sort of wait and watch the film, And yeah, it's an absolutely cracking film. Very, very, very good. Oh, Pretty Bird, greetings to you. Very, very good film to watch. So if you've got the old Netflix, All Quiet on the Western Front, definitely a good watch. Bit depressing, I'm not going to lie, but it's a good film. A very good film. Like I say. But yeah, definitely give it a watch. It's very, very good. But yes, here we are, out in the fresh air as always. It's nice to be back out walking. It's nice to be back out walking. There we go. But yes, it's nice as always to be out walking. As you can see from the title, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was, hang on, there we go, take this off. Oh, which way should we go today? That's another point, actually. So we'll go this way. But yes, I want to talk about council tax. Because one of the things I've always been very surprised about, or at least I thought eventually, this might have thrown which way I'm going to go into a bit of a shock. Yes, Truss's phone. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well, Loki, don't worry. Oh, Nick B, good morning to you. All I wanted to do was walk that way, and now the cows are blocking the way. Ingrid, good morning to you. Like I say, this is it. The cows are in the way. Come completely blocked the way I wanted to go, but never mind. We will continue on in a different way, but never mind. Never mind, we'll soldier on. But yes, council tax. As you know, I've often talked about sort of problems local authorities are going to face, especially in the coming sort of, well, years really, is how many are going to end up facing bankruptcy. Because there is an ever increasing, well, care cost, especially for old people, and councils predominantly do provide sort of, you know, care for, you know, the old people of our country. They're very much on the front line of it. And like I say, if you can't afford to go private, well, then most of the time, you know, it's going to be, you know, the council that a lot of people certainly rely on to get that care. And just as many people wrongly believe, and it is very much a wrongly held belief, that when you look at our sort of social welfare spending, people think it always goes on benefits, but it doesn't. Our vast spending of sort of social welfare does go to pensions. In fact, the vast majority of it does go to pensions. In fact, it increases every year. In fact, it is an even faster increaser than the actual spending on benefits. And of course, this all comes back to the fact that we have a very, very fast aging population. And as we said originally with austerity, you know, the Conservatives very, very much put the emphasis of, well, if we're going to make cuts, then it's going to be to local frontline services. And that has meant, well, for the past 10 years, if not more, that councils have been very, very much responsible for having the brunt of you know, they've had to bear the brunt of austerity. And because they've had to bear the brunt of austerity, you know, one of our local councillors was in the news, I think it was a couple of years ago now, but I think he had the best quote, I think, that just sums up austerity. And it just basically just goes, things just disappear. And I really do think that just sums up austerity, that you just see services just disappear. And it's not just, you know, things like, you know, bin services, etc. It's things like mums and toddler groups. Most mum and toddler groups in the UK, if they're not private, stop raining in Yorkshire then, yes, just for a little while. You know, most mums and toddler groups are actually funded by local councils. So if you've got austerity going on, then that funding just stops. And very often that just means that those groups just disappear. And one of the things that we've heard this morning is that, especially in the north, not surprisingly, is that there's more and more people entering in to council tax arrears, meaning that they owe money to the local council. And this has increased dramatically over the past 5 years, which means that local councils are getting even less money. And we're expecting the budget, or at least we're still expecting the budget, as far as we're still on course for this budget to come tomorrow. And I'm expecting it to be, well, as we said before, austerity 2.0. Oh, Genty, good morning to you. And I think you're going to see, as I've often said, I think you're going to see councils I think you're going to see councils, especially local councils, I think in the north, in real big problems. Because we said it yesterday as well, lots of local councils managed to just get through austerity because they had access to sort of the EU funding, the EU development and funding pots. Well, that's not there. And as much as, you know, the Leavers would always say, oh, don't worry, we'll be replacing those funding sources, they never really have. So where does this leave local councils when they're potentially facing this huge problem? So I really think there is going to be a lot of problems faced by a lot of councils very soon. And of course that means bankruptcy in a couple of these councils, and if a council goes bankrupt, that could cause a whole lot of problems. Feet crew, good morning to you. Greetings and salutations from Germany. When am I going on holiday again? Because we'll probably get another general election. Well, bizarrely enough, there is actually starting, well, normally it would start today. The JCI World Conference is out in Hong Kong. But because of, well, everything that's going on in Hong Kong, and especially around the coronavirus, it's going to be an online conference. So, but everyone in Europe though is off to Malta because Malta arranged a sort of European meetup. So I did miss out on that. I say I am attending it virtually, but I do just have to attend the sort of like general assembly and whatnot, and that's going to be fun. You know, at least I can attend it online. And sort of watch it of course. No problem, just let the councils go bankrupt and then turn them into charter cities. Don't know. But to be honest, charter cities, I'm not surprised if they don't come back on the menu, because Rishi Sunak's mentor, so to say, the guy who created the concept of charter cities, they're very still closely linked. So it wouldn't surprise me if this does continue. We have seen, of course, these free enterprise zones still not being dropped, but could still become part maybe of Rishi Sunak's agenda. I did often say at the time that maybe these free enterprise zones would probably become to certainly represent, you know, the idea of, you know, the idea of sort of leveling up. So that is not beyond the realms of possibility. I still think that's the case, so we'll have to see what happens and see what Michael Gove says. Certainly in the next sort of couple of days, what he has to say about the idea of levelling up. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does become the, oh yes, it's these free enterprise zones. They'll level up. And of course, up in Teesside, the mayor, Ben Houghton, the sort of metro regional mayor up there, he has pretty much banked his entire mayoral clout on building a free port in there, saying that it's going to completely sort of, transform the economy and turbocharge it, and all those nice buzzwords for going fast. Whether it works out or not, we don't know. But bear in mind that we've tried this experiment already with free ports, and it didn't exactly work. You have to run. Are you? Oh, right, you're off to work. Well, have a good day, Veet. And like I say, we'll look forward to seeing your recording later. Like I say, here's when you come back. But yeah, I do think that, especially councils, I think there's a lot of people on, in local authorities that are sort of dreading the budget when it comes. Because they too are not going to be asked not to make cuts, because this is how it's being sold. I don't know if you've noticed the change in language as well. They're not cuts, they're efficiency spendings. So, yeah, you've got to have all those efficiency spending cuts ready. Get all those efficiencies ready. But no matter how sort of they try to spin it, Labour should just call them what they are. Just call it austerity and austerity cuts. That's how they need to attack it, to be honest. Oh, they are going to be a disaster. Oh, Tesseract, good morning. Sorry, Tessa. Yeah, good morning. Yep, Tesseract 54, good morning to you. There we go. Have a proper attempt at saying it. But I think the more this happens, the worse it becomes for sort of local councils. And like I say, if we start getting bankruptcies, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not just one local council. It probably will be a couple. And of course, it wouldn't surprise me if they're Labour councils, because, well, many of what the Tories have set up. The Tories have set up the Labour councils, primarily taking funding away from them to give it, Conservative councils have had to take less money away than Labour counterparts, but even they're having problems. And like you say, technically, there was a Labour council a couple of years ago. Can't remember which one it was. Not Labour council, the Conservative council a couple of years ago, that went really hard on austerity. Oh, Cathonic, good morning to you. And they went bankrupt. So that was fun a couple of years ago, but I can't remember which council it was. I'll have to look it up. In fact, it might be actually worth covering that story, to be honest, or at least going back and recovering that story. But I think it's something we need to sort of, we'll definitely watch out for on that front. Oh, Paul, good morning to you. But yeah, the local councils, I think they're in big trouble, very big trouble. And yeah, it is. I am dreading Monday, if I'm honest. I think Monday is going to be very, very bad. Yep. Oh, good morning to you, Vaney. Freeports make echo. Oh no, you deleted your message now. Message retracted. So the other thing we've got, and this came out this morning, like I say, Loki's children brought it up, but we found out recently that apparently Liz Truss, when she was Foreign Secretary, her phone was hacked. So that's another security breach in all places. And that one's probably pretty serious, because if you've got the foreign to messages about Ukraine, so, you know, certainly we've got to look into, obviously, how it happened, and certainly we've got to let MI5 find out. But I think the more this happens, it's becoming very clear that there are a lot of conservatives who don't that secure. I mean, we've got this whole Suella Braverman stuff going on at the moment. Truss had her phone hacked. There's and we haven't heard about the new leadership election. I can't remember, these leadership election time, and that's really bad. It's it could cause, I think, a lot of brouhaha. But one of the things we've often not really touched upon is that the Tory party are, or at least, pre-Ukrainian war, did have a lot of links to a lot of Russian oligarchs. So you've got to really question, are these links still there? And is sort of Moscow making use of these links? It's possible, but it's definitely something that needs to be looked into. And this all goes back to the Russia report, saying that we need to have a look into this, But of course, the Tory party stopped it. I wonder why. Oh, hang on. You watch the first 30 seconds of a documentary of crew follow him around as a 12-year-old. His language and kid. Like, oh, is that the Jacob Rees-Mogg documentary? yeah, he doesn't act like a child, which is really, really weird. But yeah, not gonna lie, it's weird. Type, who is Jacob Rees-Mogg on YouTube? Yeah. But yeah, that security breach, I think it's going to cause, again, more pressure on Rishi Sunak. And, of course, this is going to put even more pressure on the whole Suella Braverman area. Because, obviously, if she's a very prolific leaker and all this stuff has gone on and she's broken the ministerial code multiple times on this, then we have to raise some serious questions about that. Again, that doesn't look good. TBF, 17th century children had to grow quickly. In a bizarre side note, I have been playing a lot of Vicky 3 recently, since it released. And yeah, changing, I did realise that for one game in particular, I had allowed child labour on for quite some time, and I kept on getting messages about accidents involving children in mines, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine, yeah. It boosts support for the trade unions. Yeah, that's fine. Keep on. It's just like, yeah, bizarre. Yeah, bizarre off tangent message there, but yeah. Oh, Vicky 3, very good game. This sound and vision a bit iffy. It is, I think. Like I say, it's. I really need to get what All Shots has got, because I know he's got like this little mic that attaches, and I'm not sure if it's attached to his phone or not. I'm gonna have to actually ask him at some point. But even then, you're probably hearing all that wind. But yes, back on course. Like I say, we've covered our little council tax woes, which I think is going to lead to a lot of maybe council bankruptcies, which is going to be bad. Liz Truss's phone, of course, has been hacked. I probably expect that to generate more news probably next week. Wouldn't surprise me if there have been multiple hacks, because we know this was certainly covered up. Audio is terrible. Oh no. I'm going to have to come back and watch this after the live stream's done, just to see how bad it is. But this is the problem when, again, you do an outside show and you've got, I've got to contend with the wind and the elements. Like this, it's always a bit of a problem. There it is, it does seem to be the wind. Security of Truss's phone wasn't a responsibility. MI5 dropped the ball. Well, the thing is, it depends what she was doing with the phone. She could have easily opened up a phishing email or something like that, and hey, it happens. I've got a friend who works in IT, and you'd be shocked how many people open up a phishing email and click on links. Happens all the time. So that could have been a cause. I bet Liz was easy to hack. Password was probably just cheese. Probably true. Probably true, you know, weak password. Or pork markets. Or it was cheese and pork markets. Or pork and, yeah. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I think we're on the countdown to what happens tomorrow. And of course, I think we're expecting Jeremy Hunt to give his... No, it just must be password. Yeah, and that's the other shock as well. Because like I say, if you've ever talked to someone in IT, they'll tell you themselves the number of people who they come across whose password is just passwords. And they're like, you know, they always say that it's, you know, it comes across as a bit of a joke, but they're like, no, that happens a lot. And then people wonder why they got hacked. By the end, it would have to have been, oh God, oh God, oh God. Don't you mean, oh God, not the lettuce? Or, oh God, please let the lettuce die. Or death to lettuce. With, like, you know, death to... Lettuce Queen 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's very true. Well, Paz News, good morning to you. But yeah, we are on countdown to whatever Jeremy Hunt's going to release tomorrow. It's probably going to be, as we said, austerity 2.0, but there's a lot of people trying to point out, or at least trying to sell the idea that if, it's a big if, that we might get cuts, but they might be small cuts, try to at least be offset by tax rises. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll have to see. But that's what other people have been saying, you know, desperately trying to... I'm always surprised how blonde that cow is. Just But yeah, I am worried about tomorrow. I think that we will be getting, you know, austerity 2.0 in a very, very big way. And I think when that happens, apologies for the wind. But I think when that happens tomorrow, I think we'll have a lot to talk about and a lot of the impacts that this is really going to have. But that'll be for tomorrow. Like I say, in a bit I'm off to Fiasco in Leeds. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I say, for those of you who don't know, Fiasco is a wargaming event. Like I say, for those of you who don't know, I am on the shall we say the I have an addiction. It's called, and my deal is called Games Workshop. yes, I have a fully fledged orc army. I have an AdMech army as well. I've also got an AOS army as well. I've got the Gloomspite Gits, and I've just started a Cadron Overlord army, so I'm looking forward to playing that. Yes, Jez War indeed. But I'm also, because a couple of friends started it and I sort of watched them play and I thought, this game's actually quite good. Bolt Action, which is sort of World War II stuff. And because I was late to the party, if you're a war gamer and this starts happening when your friends get into games, everyone else is getting into it, sometimes you'll get shepherded towards like certain factions, like, oh, be this faction, you know, because no one else is that one. And yeah, I've started a Soviet Union army. You're busy making stuff for Stargrave. I have to say I don't recognise that one. What, no Panzer Leader? Again, I've got a friend who plays Germany. Just take what there is from. Just take what is needed from the supplies in the energy sector. Or have I missed something? That's something else we're going to have to watch out for tomorrow. Pardon me for the wind. But like I say, when you're outside, these things happen. But yes, will there be a windfall tax? Or will there be an increase in the windfall tax to help pay for the energy plan? Maybe, there might be, we don't know. Like I say, that's something that's certainly going to be on the agenda tomorrow. Whether Rishi Sunak will go ahead with it is another option. Of course, you can always do a wealth tax, but that's very, very doubtful that he will do a wealth tax. Like I say, a wealth tax on literally, I think it's like, you know, when we did the video about it, even I was quite shocked that if you literally just put a 1% tax on like the 0.01%, you know, that's how small we're talking, but also how much money these, you know, individuals hold. You could pay an entire year's worth of budget, not only for the NHS, but also for social care as well. So that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. But like I say, I'm not expecting any wealth taxes. We'll have to see what tax rises there actually are. And of course, and more importantly, if there are tax rises, where's that money going to go? And if there are going to be these rebranding of the austerity cuts, then, yeah, expect a lot of quote-unquote efficiency savings. Squelch, there we go. VAT up to 25%. That's maybe. That is a possibility. Oh, Ben, good morning to you. Yeah, Liz Truss's phone compromised. Yeah. Again, like I say, apparently from what we know, it was sort of messages about the Ukraine war that apparently they went after. So obviously the number one suspect there is Russia. But I fully expect more to come out about that in the coming weeks. Like I say, if it's been announced, then Labour will probably put in a message about this. To Parliament in an urgent question tomorrow. That is a disgrace. It really is a disgrace. And like I say, as I can't remember your name now. Sinead. Sorry, I can't remember your name. I remember your symbol. Said might be MI5 dropping the ball, but until there's a proper investigation. But maybe this is one of the investigations that will happen. Then we'll never know the proper outcome, because national security and all that. So that is a very real possibility that might happen. But we are on the march tomorrow, and we will be watching what Jeremy Hunt has to say. Because like I say, it is expected to be quite the budget, or at least the autumn budget or statement tomorrow. Another fantastic fiscal event, which will probably end up steadying the markets at least. So that'll be a bonus. Hello. Is Truss now lurking on the back bench? Yes, she very much is now lurking on the back bench. Oh, yeah, probably one of the most embarrassing MPs, certainly on the back bench, that's for sure. I say if I was going out for Halloween, I'd dress up as a lettuce. Make sure to, if I was down in Liz Truss's neck of the woods, I'd pop by as a trick or treat as a lettuce. I mean, someone's got to do that. Someone's got to do that. But yeah, probably not. But it would be beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, sorry, it's been a bit of a walk today, but like I say, when you're doing like a surprise, I suppose, Sunday walk after the day before, you sort of use up all your material in a bit sometimes. But like I said, there has been stuff that's happened, so we've talked about it. Certainly the Liz Truss phone consequences will rumble on probably into next week, like I say, since the story's just broken today. There'll probably be more coming about it later today as well, so we might even do a video about that today. We'll have to see. But yes, rumbling on, like I say, we are expecting whatever this announcement, if they're still going to go ahead with it, for the new fiscal statement, whatever they've got planned, is going to be pretty interesting. So we'll be commenting about that on that. Pretty much, yes, hit the like button, yes. Please do remember to hit the like and share button. Like I say, please do, although we have come to the end of our good morning walk, so please do remember to hit the like button on your way out. Like I say, I'm off to Leeds today. Later on today, go and enjoy me some Wargaming, so I'll be off there, which will be quite fun. And then, yeah, enjoy your Sunday, guys. Put your feet up, enjoy it. Because tomorrow, The tax man cometh. I was going to say something else there, but I think YouTube would heavily censor me if I said that. But anyway, yes, have an absolutely fantastic Sunday. Like I say, put your feet up, enjoy yourselves. And yes, we'll see you the rest of the week. So remember to hit that like and share button. And yes, we'll see you all very soon.